Hey, my name is Sondor, and I am the executive producer for Information Security Court, InfoSec Court. Today, I'm going to be starting a new segment called Setting the Bail. At least it's a beginning working title here. And for my guests, these will be one-on-one, and today's guest will be our first guest judge that we had back a few months ago, Matt Lee. Say hello, Matt.
Thanks for having me on, Sandra. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I thank you for coming and joining with us. It's been amazing having you here, and you really set the bar high in regards to what other judges are looking to be moving forward into InfoSec Court.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, quick question. I know I caught you out of the blue. You were part of the inaugural mock trial that we did. But what drew you to say, hey, this sounds like something I want to do?
I thought it was a fun way to talk about some severe issues in our industry, vis-a-vis the lens of some of these major, incidents / breaches / whatever they happen to be. And it's a nice format to have, just exposition between two parties trying to argue either side of the argument, right, or of the information. So for me, it was really about, I just think it's a cool idea that could develop into a pretty, well-regarded way to consume some of these challenges in our industry.
Nice. Okay. So overall, with the process and the way it came on, what did you think of the experience altogether? The right before the trial and the trial itself.
It's funny because I like these kind of frivolous fun, have fun with it, take it to hyperbole, enjoy the aspect of what you're doing. So, I really enjoyed it. The first time I did it, there wasn't a whole lot of form to it. It was very much just, I don't know, be ready to have something fun to answer, right? And so I like to do things that are new. I like to do things that are a little bit avant-garde sometimes. And so for me, it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it, for sure.
Awesome. Well, and I think you really set the example, you and the two individuals that were with you there for the Flagstar. Yeah, it was the Flagstar Bank.
It was Flagstar, yeah.
Yeah. Which they actually reached back out to me and said, no thanks, we don't want to participate, but good luck. So that was a lot better than I was possibly experiencing or expecting something as much as a cease and desist or something like that.
Yeah. Which, I think that may be something you have to deal with over time, is just this... there's a stigma right now in our industry around these things, and I think one of the nice things about what you're doing, and as long as you dance that line, is really trying to destigmatize and talk about the raw concepts and the challenges, right? And so it's not meant to be negative or punitive to the people that have been through this, but rather meant to use them as a lens to help people understand what's possible if we don't deal with some of these challenges. And I hope this stays to where you don't have any cease and desist letters for it, but I'll happily participate as a member of Driving and Rising This Tide. So.
Nice. My idea for it initially started off with Night Court and Judge Harry Stone from the 80s sitcom. That was where my inspiration came from.
It's perfect.
And then it developed into something a little bit more, dealing with information security, the industry that you and I are both in, sometimes on both sides of that hat color. So
you age like a president in this business, though. I'm only 21, So
right.
it's, I'm just kidding.
I'm 18. Come on. But the one thing that I saw lacking is the ability to see a major security event from the other side. It was so quick for us to throw eggs at, you had a stupid password. How could you let a stupid password get through? Come on, it was password 123 or SolarWinds 123,
right?
Whatever it was. We've been preaching about these for decades. But what no one seemed to realize is that sometimes when businesses and organizations grow at an exponential level, it gets hard to keep up with some of those even minute, minuscule details because you're focused, especially as an executive, at the big picture. How many servers do I have? Is there a firewall around it? Did we implement Zero Trust, MFA, MUMFA? What did we do? And looking at the policy level,
Well, great point. Like what was good enough yesterday has to be iterated upon, right? In the sense that first MFA with even conditional access, I can steal an OAuth token with EvilGenix for the last like 4 years. I can't do it with FIDO. So at some point, people have to iterate into FIDO and make an argument for avoiding these risks by taking away. And to your point, you want to see it from the other side of this really is challenging. This is a lost game. This is one of those situations where I have to win every single time. If I lose one time, the threat actor wins, right? And they get to lose all the time, and eventually they win. And I think the kind of just exposition of that is it's nice to see from the other side the humanity of those decisions and kind of live in this maybe don't throw stones in a glass house kind of mentality, I suppose.
Right. I mean, it's sacrificing your own career because if you badmouth organization XYZ and, 3 years later you come up and they look and see your posts and go, oh no, either they remember.
Yeah, you're applying to be a CISO there and they're like, no, I don't think so, Matt.
Right,
That's
exactly.
not okay. Yeah.
So, but one of the things, and I believe it was the CEO or CISO from WePro or TalkTalk. I can't remember exactly, but it was a female executive, and she stated, you know what, we have to be accurate 100%.
Right.
100% of the time. And the bad guys only have to get lucky once.
That's
One
it.
time.
Yeah.
So our job is exponentially more difficult. We have more red tape to change the website just to make it a different color. It's got to go through a review board with the chief branding officer and human resources, IT, InfoSec, the whole 9 yards, and then the CEO, obviously, they want their word in it. And then, if there's a board of directors, there's a whole nother, possibly 6-week waiting game just to change it from blue to green.
Yep.
So we, most of us understand the difficulties that it takes to drive an organization. Even just to get people to change a password can sometimes take weeks.
Oh, you're not wrong. And the hearts and minds game is probably one of the more challenging pieces inside of an organization, right? You have to, Krebs likes to say you have to make it easier for people to do the right thing and harder to do the wrong. But oftentimes that comes at a very large cost from just winning that on a political capability to say, I just heard a guy just a few minutes ago talking to a customer saying I can't receive a password that way because of our new security policies. You have to get them to believe in that. You have to get them to do that and follow those processes. And you're right. There's just so many rooms for failure. And I like to actually think about this. We always think of being in a compromised situation or in the B word, right, as something where you've failed. But when we think about cybersecurity, it's focused on identify, protect. Guess what? There's 3 more after that. There's detect, respond, recover. And I think those 3 have more impact on most of these things. And we got to get rid of the stigma that just says, if I was compromised, then we're done. It was a total failure. No, there needs to be taxonomy around how you've protected yourself inside, how you limited the blast radius, how you reduced the overall impact of that, how you detected it faster so you could limit the damage, how you responded in a way that was pre-programmatic and had capabilities that were enough and contained and eradicated it efficiently while maintaining business objectives. So I think that's kind of what we're starting to see is people realizing that security is not protection. Security is a well-rounded understanding of a circular ecosystem where you are going to lose and you are going to try to limit that damage, and then you will try not to lose the same way next time, hopefully.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's the
Try
goal.
to learn from those mistakes. And I love, those are 5 words that are really easy to implement. And Jack Scott, she's going to be the judge, I think, next week or the week
Oh,
after.
Jax is going to be awesome. That's
Yes.
going to be a great one.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be in Australia the next couple weeks, so I won't be able to watch them quite likely with the time zone. But maybe I'll catch them afterwards. But I'd love to see Jax have that one. So
Absolutely. But, she's a NIST advocate, which is where the identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover comes
And
from.
most are starting to follow on that. Like CIS is also aligning with those same exact methodologies, and so you're starting to see the crosswalking between these frameworks become much easier.
And
in a lot of
eventually
ways.
it's going to blend that way, that we're all on the same level, utilizing, high-level encryption instead of, 128-bit encryption,
Right. Yeah, iterative, right?
Come on.
Continue to move forward. Yeah,
Exactly. In the 50s, we could only drive about 40, 50 miles an hour because people thought, if we went more than 80, we're going to, smear ourselves to the back windshield or something.
Fair.
I mean, maybe not that far back, but
It's all right, brother.
and as we've gotten faster and faster. And over the last 10, 20 years, we were stuck at 55 miles an hour, primarily due to the gas situation back in the 70s. And now we have freeways that are open up to 75, 80 miles an hour. I think
Yep.
Montana still has a daytime, travel at any speed safely kind of a law still, I believe. But, there's only like 3 people that live in Montana, so.
Well, Sandor, I appreciate you having me on, brother. I'm looking forward to the next one, and I'd love to see how this develops. And who knows, maybe I come back as another guest judge at some point. So
I'd love that. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us that, just kind of something you're working on, a project, somebody you'd like to support, anything
yeah,
like
that's
that?
awesome. Yeah, so if you'll go to cybermattlee.com and click on Shave That Beard, I'm actually shaving my beard in November for $100,000 in charity. We are already at about $48,000 between a couple donations that are coming in. But if we reach $100,000, this beard's coming off November 10th in Orlando. So go to Shave That Beard on cybermattlee.com and help me out if you can. I appreciate it.
And I'll have that link here at the action button right below us. So you can just click on that link. You don't have to remember, the entire URL there. Matt,
Thank
as
you.
always, it's been an amazing pleasure, and I look forward to, to seeing your engagement here with InfoSec Court and, on the LinkedIn feeds as well.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks
Take
for all
care,
you do.
bud. You too. Bye.
See you, man.